everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Haley. Today I am very excited because, well, first of all, I've been sitting on these for a while because I was pre-filming so much, but I am finally trying the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Bronzers. So I have two shades here. This first one is, what is this? Vacay Mood, which I thought looked more like a contour shade. And then I got Summer Fridays, which I thought looked more like a traditional bronze shade. But there's more. I also have the Luminous Putty Blush. Now, this is the only one I could get my hands on. I'm a little bit scared because I never use blushes this color, but this is Isla del Sol. But I think if I use a light hand, I should be okay. I have tried the Putty Bronzers. I actually love the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I think it might have been in my favorites either last month or the month before, but I've never tried the Putty blushes. So I'm excited to try these out. We're gonna start with the bronzers. And of course, you know me, Miss Teacher, I have to give you guys a rundown, the description of the products. Okay, so for the Putty bronzers, it says a lightweight and buildable putty to powder bronzer that gives skin a radiant glowing finish. Why you'll love it. Unique putty to powder formula, interesting, infused with a hint of shimmer. Highly pigmented, creamy color melts into skin for a natural sun-kissed glow. Lightweight, buildable, and non-greasy wear, enriched with argan oil and vitamin E. And then I'm gonna read the how to use. Using the Putty bronzer brush or clean fingers, gently pat bronzer onto cheeks, forehead, or anywhere else you want a sun-kissed glow. Blend out using circular motions. Pro tip for a smooth, long-lasting sun-kissed glow. Prep the face with our Putty primers and pair with our Putty blushes. Okay, so we are gonna pair it with the Putty blush today. We're gonna just apply these, and then when I get to the blushes, I'll read the descriptions for the blushes too. So this is what the packaging looks like. Like I said, this one is the more cool toned one, Vacay Mood. So I'm gonna swatch this for you. Very pretty cool tone shade. I like it. I am kind of seeing the powder. It's interesting. I don't know if the original non-luminous ones become a powder. Maybe they do and I just didn't notice, because that makes me think that you could possibly put this under setting powder or over setting powder if it becomes a cream to powder formula. So the way that I like to apply these is with the Putty primer applicator. Actually, it's kind of the perfect size to dip into this product. And then I'm just gonna put it kind of in the contour region here. I was plucking my brows earlier today and some of the hair is like still on my face. I'm gonna put it in these contoury regions here. Definitely very light. I'm kind of trying to layer it up a little bit so that you can see it. It is pretty though. If you like a subtle bronzer, you will like this. And then I like to take this e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush and go over it. Now, something I've noticed with the original Putty bronzers is that you kind of have to work quickly with them. Although these seem a little bit more emollient, so maybe you wouldn't have to work quickly with these ones. Like, meaning normally if I was contouring with a cream, I might put all of them at once, like every place I want to cover, and then blend out. But with the original bronzers, you can't really do that. You have to just do one section at a time. So I'm just doing that here to be safe. But yeah, definitely if you are fairer than me, you will love this bronzer. If you're my skin tone, it works. You're just gonna have to kind of layer up more. But if you're any deeper than me, this shade is too light, I think, for you. Contouring the contoury regions. It is nice though. Nice subtle bronzer. And that is more how I've always kind of thought of contours, right? Like a true contour is usually more like gray, cool toned. And it doesn't really have to be like ba-bam. You're just trying to create a subtle shadow, right? At least in the kind of traditional sense. You know, I've done some theater. I mean, by no means professional. When you do theater makeup, that's kind of what they teach you, right? You're just kind of creating a subtle contour, which is totally different from what we have now with the very deep contoured, hollowed out cheeks and all that kind of stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying if you wanted just a true contour, I actually think this would work out pretty well for you. Nice. Okay, I like that. Now I only have one of each of these kinds of brushes, so I just wiped them off really well on a towel. And we're gonna go in over that kind of contoury luminous putty bronzer shade with this Summer Fridays shade. Isn't it interesting that they named it that? There is a makeup brand called Summer Fridays. It's kind of interesting. I'm gonna swatch this one too. Oh yeah, definitely much deeper. This looks so pretty though. It has like little gold specks, but not glitter. They look very finely milled. This one you also kind of have to build up. That was with 2, going over it twice, so, oh, interesting. So I'm honestly just gonna do the exact same thing. Really need a table. My husband and I are working on revamping this room, and I told him, I was like, I need like a folding table that I can just pull out so that I have a desk here, because right now I'm using my lap. So I'm just putting this in here like this, and I'm just gonna go maybe right above that contour-y region. See, it is, this one also is so subtle. It's really not like the original Putty bronzers at all. These are definitely more emollient, a much thinner formula, which may be good. If the blushes are the same, then that might be good for that Isla del Sol shade. But yeah, definitely if you're my skin tone, I think this is more so the one you might want to go with, because even this one is kind of hard to build up, but it is really pretty. I mean, it is giving a nice subtle glow, a nice subtle bronze. I'm just so used to the original Putty bronzer that's like really pigmented right off the bat, but I really like this too. I'm definitely having to go over it 2 times to kind of build it up. I don't have any powder on or anything, by the way, except under my eyes. It's pretty though, isn't it? Yeah, I like these. They're really pretty. I am really excited about the Putty blush because I've never tried any Putty blushes, but if they're anything like those, I think we might be okay with this shade. So again, this is Isla del Sol. This is the packaging, same packaging. These are all $7, by the way. Yeah, they have like no shades on their website except Isla del Sol and what's this other one? Barbados, but that looked almost way too dark. A putty to powder, buildable blush that adds a pop of color to your complexion, now with a subtle shimmer finish. Why we love your favorite putty blush now with a shimmer finish for a glowing complexion. Highly pigmented, creamy formula melts into skin, lightweight buildable formula, transforms from cream to a luminous powder finish, infused with argan oil and vitamin E for a boost of hydration. And I think it's the same. So pretty much the same except for more blush shades. I have 2 brushes for this one. My 2 favorite blush brushes are this duo fiber blush brush number F15 from Sigma, and then this large angled contour, this F40 from Sigma. I like them both. I might try to use one on one side and one on the other because I love this brush. This is usually the one I go with, this more so like duo fiber tapered one, but it doesn't always work with every blush. So, you know, we'll just see. Maybe we'll try just one on each side. We're also gonna swatch it here. Ooh, okay. Definitely looks scary. Sorry, I didn't show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Ooh, okay, here's the swatch. I don't know if this is gonna work for me, you guys. We're gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna dip my duo fiber brush in really lightly. And then we're just gonna, okay, and you dip in more than that. Actually, because of how emollient this is and thin, I think it's actually gonna work. Yeah, it is just kind of showing up as a peachy blush that's pretty. What do you guys think? Huh, wow, that turned out way better than I thought it was going to. And now I'm gonna try this duo fiber, or sorry, not duo fiber, this large angled contour. Some blushes just look a lot prettier with this brush. I don't know why. Like I use the other one and I'm like, not that good. Yeah, what's hard about this is you can't fit your whole brush in, so I don't know. I know some people buy 2 of the Putty primer applicators, and I know that they did say they have a Putty bronzer applicator, right, or Putty bronzer brush, so you could try that too. This is pretty too. I do think you're getting, with this brush, you get more of an even distribution of product right away. Yeah, this is really pretty. I'm actually really excited because I don't really have peachy blushes right now. And I'm excited because the pigment on this is not too much for my fair skin. Just kind of going over it over here too. Very pretty. I like this. So I'm going to powder my face, and I can kind of tell you how powder applies on top of it, and put on the rest of my makeup, which isn't much. It's going to be pretty much just mascara and maybe some lipstick, and then I will report back. Okay, makeup is done. Powder applied really well on top of this, and I really like these bronzers and blushes. I feel like there's a couple of caveats. Here, let me grab them. So I would say for the bronzers, actually for all of them, I think you can go a shade darker than you think if you are looking at them either in store or online, because they're so emollient, such a thin formula that the pigment is not going to be like boom pigment. I mean, hence this shade worked for me today. You know what I mean? So I would say if you're worried about a shade being too dark, I really wouldn't worry about that much, because the formula is so thin that you're probably going to have to layer it up anyway. So you probably could go darker. That being said, because it's not super pigmented right off the bat, any of these, I would say that if you are trying to do your makeup quickly, I would not use these, because they're going to take more time, because you have to layer them up and then blend them out and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't mean I don't like them. I do like them. I think they give a really pretty glow. I think if you wanted to do just the clean girl makeup or the glowy makeup, I think these will work really, really well for you. They're very affordable. I mean, $7, you can't beat that. But I will say that if you like a little bit more pigment, I would start by buying shades that are a little bit darker than you would normally buy. And I would just know that you're probably going to have to layer these up. So this isn't going to be like a quick makeup look for you, because they're not that pigmented right off the bat. But I do like them. So if you have a little extra time to do your makeup and you really want just a subtle glow and you want to be able to build up the pigment yourself, which sometimes that's the case, I really like these. And I'm glad that I bought them. I'm really glad I have this peachy shade, because I definitely don't have any blushes like this, and I think it actually worked out really well. These get a thumbs up from me. I'm very excited. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I hope you'll hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you guys. Bye.